Welcoming a child after long anticipation is undoubtedly one of the most emotional experiences. However, following the child's birth, a family's joy can quickly turn into sadness, and this story proved it. The arrival of a new baby is exciting. Newborns represent life, hope, and the promise of love. It is the moment much awaited by parents and especially by the family. This is because it is a new life generated for months with love, care, and patience. The moment a child is born, the mother immediately forgets the pain of pregnancy and childbirth and clings to her newborn. This feeling is even more unexplainable when a child arrives after much waiting and anticipation. An example is that of a mother who has a series of boys and welcomes a baby girl after waiting so long. This is the case of Sonia Harlow and her husband of 8 years. They celebrated the arrival of their long-anticipated daughter. Unfortunately, a few days after the baby's birth, the family's joy was turned to mourning. Here are the details of the emotional story. Sonia Harlow had prayed to have a baby girl for the longest time. She and her husband Spencer Harlow, a U.S. Army veteran, had 10 boys, some together and some from their previous relationships. A few years into her marriage to Spencer, Sonia took in again. This time she was pregnant with a girl and couldn't be happier. Like many pregnancies, hers came with health complications such as high blood pressure. In addition, Sonia had other health issues which stopped her from working in the healthcare industry as an admissions director. She endured all of these until she finally welcomed her beautiful first daughter on November 5, 2020. Indeed, it was a surreal moment for the proud mom and her husband. Not long after the baby's birth, Sonia and Spencer came up with a perfect name for their daughter. The latter told Bluebonnet News, "She had all boys before this and she prayed for a girl. We named our daughter Eliana, and she is God's answer to our prayers. Eliana means God has answered." Unfortunately, on November 16th, 11 days after Eliana's birth, Sonia passed away. Recalling the circumstances surrounding her death, Spencer made it known that around 2 a.m. he woke up and heard his wife making sounds of distress. "I rolled over and could see she was dying. We did CPR on her until the paramedics arrived, but she'd flatlined by then. It was too late," Spencer explained. It was a devastating moment for the husband who was left to cater to the boys and Eliana. Spencer described Sonia as a good wife and the prettiest woman he had ever met. In his words, "Sonia was such a good woman and wife. She was the most beautiful woman I've ever known. She was so vibrant and full of life. She was loving, kind, and caring." Spencer was only one out of the many people affected by Sonia's death. Nancy Legger Davy, the deceased best friend of 17 years, was also taken aback by her friend's death. "I don't know how I'm going to live my life without her. She's been a huge part of my life," Davy said. Following Sonia's death, Spencer revealed that there was no life insurance or money set aside for her funeral as her demise was unexpected. So Davy set up a GoFundMe page with a $10,000 goal to assist the Harlow family. Having not been able to work for several months before giving birth, her husband has been supporting all 10 kids on his income alone, she wrote on the GoFundMe page. Since this was so unexpected, there's no life insurance or money set aside. Any money raised will be used towards funeral expenses / headstone, and if there's anything left over, it'll be used to care for her children, she continued. Thankfully, well-meaning individuals donated, and Davy raised $46,603. Sonia's funeral was held on November 24, 2020, at the Greater Faith Apostolic Church in Dayton. Her death was obviously quite unexpected and devastating for the family. As of right now, the family is unsure, but due to the difficulty of her pregnancy, Spencer believes the cause of Sonia's death is related to medical postpartum issues. Sonia's pregnancy had been complicated by high blood pressure and other health-related issues. Her problems were significant enough that she had been prevented from returning to work. In another unfortunate circumstance, on August 15, 2021, Paige Ruiz passed away from COVID-19 complications a few days after giving birth to her second daughter. A CNN report revealed that the deceased mother had advised her to take a COVID-19 vaccine, but Ruiz was scared it might hurt her unborn baby. Unfortunately, when Ruiz was 9 months pregnant, she tested positive for coronavirus. Not long after her diagnosis, she was due for delivery and eventually welcomed her second daughter Celeste through a C-section. After her baby was born, Ruiz's mother, Robin Zinso, said they separated the mother and child due to the virus. However, the doctors arranged a video chat for the mother to see her baby, and a few days later, Ruiz died.
It was my worst fear.
Zinso explained. Following Ruiz's death, her family set up a GoFundMe account to help raise money for her funeral. Although Zinso was mourning the loss of her daughter, she urged the public to stick to COVID-19 guidelines.
Mask up, get vaccinated.
If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider sharing it with someone who may find it interesting. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.